That's me. This is Robert or Bob Zemeckis, the director. One day on the set, they said, "Oh, we're going to be on the soundstage inside such and such sound studio." So it was this huge building, and they had the McFly house built. And so I didn't know the reference. I just walk in and they go, "Okay, we're going to be filming the interiors, so we're asking you to kind of stay over here in these chairs." And so that was like the assistant director. And then they said, "If you can keep it quiet, we're going to be filming, and no one's really going to come out back and forth." I go, "Fine, whatever." So I'm just sitting there, and then there was a name on the back of my chair. It obviously wasn't me, but they said, "Just sit here." And then I hear the door open. It's way the hell out because it's a big building. And then I hear someone walking, and then right about here, I look over, and it's Michael J. Fox. I go, "Oh." And he goes, he looks at the back of the chair and he goes, "Oh, hey, so-and-so, nice to meet you." And I go, no, I'm just friends with the stills photographer, Ralph. I work for Nikon, and we're giving him a bunch of gear to use and da-da-da. And then he asks, he goes, "Well, do you know the premise of the movie?" I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, what do you think of it?" I go, "I love movies. It's either concerts or movies. I don't care about anything else." So we started like talking about some of the scenes I had seen being filmed and some of the stuff that he had been in already that I didn't get to see. And then we were starting to reference, but like two kindred spirits, referencing all these time travel movies like Three Stooges and all these crazy shows from way back. And it was just like, it was like rabbit hole central. We were just, it was great. And then he goes, "So what do you think?" And I asked him, I said, "Do you know if there's going to be sequels?" And he said, "They're kind of talking about it, but the studio is like, we want to see how this release goes." Because by then I already knew that 2/3 of it had already been in the can with Eric Stoltz. And so Michael was doing Family Ties during the day and then coming in at night. So it was a night shoot, but it was on the sound stage and they had it all lit up. And I think they were doing like a breakfast table scene. So they had lights all the way around the house to make it look like morning.
Okay.
And so when we were talking, I said, he goes, "You know, I was living like off a Sunset on the second story of an apartment building that faced like a Church's or Pioneer Chicken." And he goes, "And there was a payphone down there, and that was my phone number." And so when I hear it ring, I jump off the sofa, run down, grab the phone, and then he goes, "That's how slim it was." And he said, so to kind of come to this point, he goes, it's like, I can't believe it. He goes, "I'm a 5'0" kid from Canada, and I'm doing this. But I said, "Hey, I think you can quit your day job."
That's right.
And for some reason, he remembered that. So when he told me later when we met up when 2 was being filmed, he said, "I remembered our conversation, and my agent said, you better watch the dailies because I'm getting really good word from the studio."
Oh.
So he said, they were calling periodically through the day, and he goes, "It was like I was being pranked."
Oh.
Because the receipts and the popularity and the numbers that were going to see the movie was just like, no way.
Oh, God.
No way. And he goes, for some reason, he goes, "I remembered our conversation."
Oh, wow.
So when 2 was being filmed, my friend Ralph called me, the stills photographer, and he said, "Hey, Michael wants you to be his guest on the set. Ralph is like the biggest prankster." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, right. yeah, there's gonna be a whipped cream pie in my face, or I'm gonna show up and there's nobody there." But I got there and they escorted me in, and then there was this roped off section, and then someone on a piece of paper and stuck it on the back of a director's chair. It said, "Glenn Miyoda, guest of Michael J. Fox." And I went, okay, I'm really being set up.
Yeah.
Like there's a trap door.
Especially
But
with
then
the
Michael
director's chair.
comes up and he gives me a big bear hug and he goes, "Don't quit your day job." Because I remember that. So we sat in a roped off area and just talked about it.
Wow.
And later, when they took a break in filming on that same day, he goes, so what did you bring Ralph? And I said, I brought this new pro camera. It's automatic focusing. I go, it's computer driven. I go, it's kind of like the first of its kind. It's in prototype form. So he grabs and starts shooting photos. And then afterwards we have lunch, and then we filmed some more, and then I was ready to leave, and then I got summoned by Bob Zemeckis. And he comes in, I go into his trailer, and he wanted that camera. And I said, I can't give it to you. And he goes, I really want that camera. You don't understand. I really want that camera. And I said, I'm sorry, sir. I can't, because I'll lose my job. But before it came out, I'd already, it already gained some pretty big attention because it could focus at night without any assistance.
Oh, wow.
So that was something just transcendent for photographers, being able to nail focus really quickly. So I relayed that story back to our headquarters in New York, and I said, look, I know the prop guy. Can we get some product into number 2, because it's going to be futuristic?
Right.
And they didn't want to spend any money. But the prop guy goes, look, I'll give you the family price, and we'll work something out and keep the studio happy. But I didn't get to do number 3 because that was up in the foothills of like Modesto, back there. But they said once a week we have people flying back and flying in and mail and everything. So he goes, if you come, you got to stay for the whole week.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he goes, you're cleared to come. But he said,
it's a long time.
I couldn't get off of work.
What were some of your favorite photos that you took on all the sets? Like.